All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to break down one of the most important concepts in all of computing. It's something you use literally every second you're online, whether you realize it or not. We're talking about the client.
So, let's start with a little riddle. What do three completely different things, say streaming a show on Netflix, checking your email, and jumping into a game of Fortnite, what could they possibly have in common? On the surface, nothing, right? But underneath, they all share the exact same technical DNA.
And there's the answer. Every single one of them is a client. It's kind of like the hidden partner in everything you do online. So let's pull back the curtain and find out what that actually means.
Okay, so let's get right into it. What is a client? The word might sound a little corporate, a little formal, but trust me, it's the absolute bedrock of how the whole modern internet really works.
Here's the official definition for you. A client is just a piece of computer hardware or software that accesses a service made available by a server. That's really it. Your web browser? That's a client. Your email app? Also a client. The game on your console? You guessed it, it's a client. Their main job is just to ask for something from another, much more powerful computer somewhere else. To make this super clear, let's just forget about computers for a minute. I want you to think about something way simpler. A restaurant. Seriously, this one little analogy is going to make everything click.
And this gets us to the absolute core of it all, the client-server relationship. Don't think of it as just a single thing happening. Think of it more like a constant conversation, a nonstop back and forth that powers the entire web. And this is where our restaurant analogy comes in handy. So picture it. You're sitting at the table. You are the client. You look at the menu and you decide you want a burger. That's your request. Your order goes to the kitchen. And the kitchen? That's the server. The kitchen does all the heavy lifting, grilling the burger, cooking the fries, and then it serves it back to you. Your computer is doing that exact same dance, probably millions of times a day. So let's just boil this whole thing down. If you remember only one single thing from all of this, make it this. A client requests and a server serves. That simple little partnership is the magic trick that makes the entire internet function. Okay, now that you've got the basics down, let's add a little bit more detail. Because just like a restaurant has different kinds of customers, not all clients are created equal. In fact, they pretty much break down into three main types. This chart here really sums it up perfectly. It all comes down to two simple questions. Where does the real work get done, and where is the data stored? You have your thick client, which does everything itself, using its own brain and its own storage. Then you have your thin client, which pretty much asks the server to do everything. And right in the middle, you have this interesting hybrid called a diskless node. Let's look at the two extremes here. A thick client, sometimes people call it a fat client, that's your powerful gaming PC running some complex software, right? The huge advantage is that it can often work completely offline. The big problem? You have to update every single machine individually, which can be a nightmare. Now, on the complete opposite end is the thin client. This is you using something like Google Docs in your browser. Your computer's not really doing much at all. It's just a window to a powerful server that's doing all the work. That makes them super easy to manage, but if your internet goes down, well, it's basically a brick. And then you've got the hybrid, that diskless node. It's a really clever mix of both worlds. It uses its own processing power for things that need to be fast, like graphics. That's the thick part of it. But it relies on the server to store all the important data, like your game saves. That's the thin part. So you get awesome performance without needing a massive hard drive. But just like a thin client, that connection to the server is absolutely essential. A game like Diablo 3 is a perfect example of this in action. So, okay, we've gone through all these terms: thick, thin, servers, clients, but why does any of it matter to you? What's the big takeaway? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. Understanding this stuff helps you understand the tech you're using every single day. Every time you check the weather on your phone, load a web page on your laptop, or join a match on your game console, your device is being a client. It's sending a request out across the world. A server somewhere picks it up and sends the data you wanted right back to your screen. That simple, elegant little conversation is the engine of our entire digital world. So let me ask you directly. Think about the device you're using to watch this right now. Based on what we've just talked about, would you say it's acting more like a thick client or a thin client? And I'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. As servers in the cloud get more and more powerful, they're handling everything from storage to AI now. Do we even really need powerful machines in our homes anymore? Is the thick client going to become a thing of the past?
Will the future belong entirely to thin clients, where our devices are just simple windows to an all-powerful server? That's a question that's going to define the next generation of computing.